Good evening and thank you for joining us. We continue to follow breaking news out of Uvalde, Texas, where a gunman entered an elementary school this morning and shot and killed 14 students and one adult. And again, this is still very much developing and we're learning as we go with more information expected very soon.
That's right. Coming up here any moment, about 5 o'clock, we are expected to hear from law enforcement on the ground who will give us some more information. Right now, again, 14 children killed, one teacher as well. President Biden also tonight at about 7:15 will address the nation about this. He's wrapping up his trip from Asia and will address us with regard to this shooting. An 18-year-old was the shooter, we are told. The Governor Abbott saying that it was an 18-year-old Salvador Romas who was a high school student in Uvalde. So no other suspects. The scene seems to be secure now. No one else in any danger. But a fast developing story. A lot to try to sift through here as the country and clearly these families are in a lot of pain right now.
We have Randy Meyer in our newsroom with the very latest on what we know about the developments in Uvalde right now. Randy?
Yeah, Kelsey and Amy, some of the details you guys just went over, but let's sort of get them all together and get as much out there as we can. Governor Abbott, as you mentioned, saying that 14 students at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas have been killed. A teacher also dead, along with the gunman. A tragic scene as we take a look at that video unfolding in the town of Uvalde. That's about 85 miles west of San Antonio. It's a town of about 16,000 people. Governor Abbott saying the gunman is an 18-year-old man who lives in Uvalde, had a handgun and possibly a rifle as he entered that building. He's believed to have been killed by responding officers. There's also talk that he may have left what may have been some sort of domestic homicide at his house, may be conducted by him, and gone to the school, which was only blocks away, driven there, abandoned his vehicle, and then walked in. Here's Governor Abbott speaking with reporters within just the past couple hours.
The shooter was Salvador Romas, an 18-year-old male who resided in Uvalde. It's believed that he abandoned his vehicle and entered into the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde with a handgun, and he may have also had a rifle, but that is not yet confirmed according to my most recent report. He shot and killed horrifically, incomprehensibly, 14 students and killed a teacher.
You heard it there from the governor, Governor Greg Abbott. 14 students killed along with the teacher, the shooter also dead. Now, this shooting comes less than 2 weeks after a gunman killed 10 people in Buffalo in a supermarket there. President Biden also expected to address the nation. He arrives back in this country shortly. We're thinking that he will address the nation sometime around 7 o'clock. We'll, of course, bring that to you as well. All of this information is coming in by the minute. We do know that others were also shot in this school shooting. We do not have the conditions of those who are hospitalized at this hour. We'll bring that in as we can get it here in the newsroom and as we can gather it from throughout the country. Kelsey, Amy?
All right. Thanks, Randy. And as soon as we get that news conference, we will take it live. We also want to share some reaction with you tonight. This is from Governor Walz. I'm watching the news coming out of Texas in horror. This cannot continue. Minnesota grieves with the parents and the families of every child who were shot and killed in Uvalde today.
Also, this is Senator Tina Smith. Horrific news, no words. The blockade of gun safety bills has caused an untold number of unnecessary deaths in this country.
And from Steve Simon, horrific, the worst nightmare for any parent. How much more slaughter of innocent children before we get serious about gun violence?
And this is from our Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan. She says, my heart is breaking for these little ones and their families. Every single child deserves to be safe and go home at the end of the day. It is not enough to keep saying never again. We need to end gun violence. Our babies deserve better. And
from Senator Amy Klobuchar tonight, beyond heartbroken over the horrific tragedy at Robb Elementary School in Texas. It had been nearly a decade since Sandy Hook, and gun safety legislation has been repeatedly blocked. She says unconscionable.
All right, and we have one more here from Tom Emmer. Jackie and I are absolutely heartbroken to hear about the tragedy unfolding in Uvalde, praying for the entire Robb Elementary community and the families of those lost in today's senseless act of violence. Again, any moment now, we are expecting to take a news conference live from Uvalde, and we will bring that to you once it begins.
We're going to some